Good morning, and welcome to Everyday Mindfulness. My name is Bruce Wayne McClellan, and this is your guided meditation brought to you by the Mindful Leader. That was the music of the beautiful and talented Dina Gurney, and it was delightful. Thank you, Dina. Good morning, Debbie, and good morning, Sandy. And Scott is here, I'm sure, and Julia is here as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, Elizabeth. So, here we are, practicing enduring kindness. And this is a curious quote today. Maybe a little bit confusing at first. Let's take a look at it together. Grace VanderWaal says, "Always be kind. But kindness doesn't mean that you have to not say what you think." To have to not say what you think. So clearly, Grace is in that camp that thinks that kindness doesn't mean necessarily being nice. I remember that phrase growing up, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. That's not what she's saying here. She's saying quite the opposite. That means that kindness is not necessarily being nice, that sometimes we have to say what you're thinking, especially when others may not want to hear it. And that's a difficult challenge. For some people, they end up not saying anything. And on the far extreme other end of that, we have people that use it as an excuse just to be mean-spirited. So, is it possible to say something to people that they do not want to hear and be kind at the same time? And I say, yes. That's what Grace is hinting at here. And we do have role models in the world for that. The ones that come to mind immediately are Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi. So, kindness and saying what needs to be said can be compatible. You just have to be creative and deeply thoughtful. Let's begin with good posture. We'll put our feet flat on the floor, hands on the lap with the palms facing upward. We'll sit nice and tall. Head should feel as though it's being suspended from above. And Sherry's here this morning, and Scott as well. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Scott. We'll allow our hips to settle into the chair. Excuse me. And we'll raise our heart to heaven. We'll drop the shoulders, soften the jaw, and close the eyes. And allow me to welcome you, beautiful people, into the present moment with 3 deeply satisfying breaths. Together. Allow me to welcome you into this present moment. This is the only moment we have. And when we are kind to ourselves, when we tell ourselves the truth in a sweet way, we know that it's true, that the past is nothing more than a memory, and the future is nothing more than our imagination. So what we have that is truly real in all kindness is the present moment. And it is very sweet. It's where all the heavy lifting happens. It's where all the sweetness is. So let's anchor ourselves here in the present moment with our mindful breath. We'll begin that mindful breath by slowly breathing in through the nose, pausing for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then releasing through the lips. And pausing once again. Now, just to let you know, the purpose of this breath, this mindful breath, is to help us anchor ourselves in the present moment, but also to slow the mind. The mind wants to rush forward into the future or jump backwards into the past. So it helps to slow down our mind so we can begin to anchor ourselves in this present moment. It begins to quiet the mind, but not completely. Let's start with slowing the mind with our mindful breath. Slowly in through the nose, pausing, and then releasing through the lips. And pausing once again. Let's continue with that. So as we slow our breath, we slow our mind. But we'd like to actually have a quiet mind. We can do that with our focus, by focusing our mind on our tiny mantra, which is our tiny kindness mantra. That will help to quiet the mind. It's kind of like putting on the brakes. It's kind of like wearing our training wheels for silence. We'll breathe in the energy of courage, pause in the feeling of confidence, and then release our expression of compassion. Now, I would like you to intensely focus on these 3 C's: courage, confidence, and compassion, synchronized with your breath, as a way of halting the mind to beginning to stop, put the brakes on for that intense, what we like to call monkey mind. Now we're going to take those training wheels off. We're going to release the tiny mantra and the mindful breath and just breathe normally. We'll also let go of any thoughts, feelings, and pictures in our minds so that we may join together in the stillness and merge into the silence. Into the silence. And when you're ready, we can take a nice deep breath and slowly open your eyes. Good morning. And thank you so much for joining us today. And especially thanks to Dina for this beautiful music. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us, Dina. And remember, I honor the best in who you are and the best in who you may become. Namaste. And always remember, one kind word can change everything. See you tomorrow.